Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Orange Power Podcast. Casey Kendrick along with Kenny Gajewski talking some Cowgirl softball. One series left in the regular season for the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. And so let's back up and talk about the previous Big 12 series and the midweek game. You guys went to Lawrence, Kansas. And, you know, it was interesting, Coach. It was a series that you won 2 out of 3. And listen, that's always the goal, right? Yeah. You want the sweep, but you got to get 2 out of 3, and you did that. But it was one of those series where I didn't feel like there was as much momentum as we typically see coming out of a series win.
Yeah, it was. I mean, obviously, we went there and did what we needed, to do as far as winning the series. We just offensively weren't very good, and didn't take advantage of opportunities. We had plenty of people on base, but didn't take advantage of that. And like I said, it led us into a good week of practice. But just kind of the way our season has kind of been unfolding. But it just kind of, it's hitting's hard, and it's been a real struggle for us for a period of time. And so it's refreshing that we are doing some things better. We're pitching very, very well. Obviously, we're in every game there and play good defense. And now we just got to get that hitting to do what we're capable of. If you hear it in my voice, it was a disappointing weekend as far as that goes. Because I felt like we were capable of winning all 3 of those games.
Well, and you win 4-0 in the first one, but they had 3 unearned runs, but it felt good. It felt like, hey, we had a shutout win right here. Game 2, it's why you need to take advantage when you can, because 1 home run, 1 swing, all of a sudden it's tied. We're going into extra innings, but your kids found a way and got that one done. And then in Game 3, it's kind of the same thing, right? You seem like you're in control, but you haven't absolutely put the game away, which is what we're so used to, and that just left just enough room for them to find the winning run and winning swing and took one from you.
Yeah, it's just when you let teams hang around, they can win. They're all talented kids and good coaching. We're going up against, especially in conference play, and so I think that's the disappointing thing. But the beauty of our game is you get to do it again and again and again. And so I do see progress, and that's exciting for the last stretch of the season here.
So let's go to midweek. North Texas coming here. We've had rain, monsoons on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I was prepared to call that swimming catch in the outfield because we're going to have to get there. Field drained well. You left it up. My understanding is to Coach DeLong, hey, listen, you're the one in the bus for 7 hours. We think we're playing. We're ready to play. We're committed to playing. But it's up to you. And, I got a chance to talk to Coach DeLong, and he wanted to play, right? He's an Oklahoma guy. He loves coming up here. He has great respect for you and this program, and he knows this was an opportunity for him. If he could win it, he felt like this was a game that was going to propel him to the NCAA tournament without, so much on the line the last few ball games for them. All that to be said, the sun came out. We played softball, and it turned out to be a great night for some home softball.
It was great. I got a lot of respect for Rodney and what he's done there at North Texas and Austin P before that. He's a good coach, and he's got a good program, and they play us tough every year. So we wanted to play too. I mean, we needed to play. We kind of hit the reset this week, Monday and Tuesday, with our hitters, trying to get them freed up with a great mentality. I feel like we had 2 really good days of practice. And felt like our kids responded. Swung the bats really good.
Yeah.
So it was good.
It's interesting. It is interesting. So I want to dive into that a little bit. Here's what it felt like for me on the outside looking in, because I'm the first person on the outside of the circle, not the last person inside the circle. Wherever I fall in that equation.
Somewhere there.
So or maybe way out there in the parking lot by myself. But either way, here's what I thought. I thought, obviously you put up some crooked numbers in 3 consecutive innings, fourth, fifth, sixth. You guys put up 2 runs in each of those. Had the bases loaded twice in 1 inning, and it felt like, okay, here's the explosion. The explosion didn't really happen, but you had a consistent, good effort. But what it felt like to me is the plate appearances were way more disciplined, making that other pitcher throw the opposing pitcher throw more pitches. If it's off the plate, we're not chasing. If it starts out and it stays out, we're going to leave it out there. It felt to me like a much better focus by your batters, even though it wasn't a run rule, it wasn't 20-0. It looked better outside looking in.
Yeah, well, it was. I mean, that's the bottom line. And we had as good a bats with the bases loaded as we've had. We got a little bit lucky. Bloodworth hammers the ball through the middle of the field, and the pitcher luckily deflects it right to the shortstop for a double play.
Mm-hmm.
That ball's through.
Mm-hmm.
And Mick, late hits that ball late that they rob over the fence. I thought we swung the bats as good as we've swung them in a long time. I felt like we took swing after swing after swing. We didn't get beat up inside. And those pitchers are harder to hit against at times when they're nibbling and not throwing balls, over the white, because it can make you antsy. I think we had 9 walks, and we had 8 hits. We were robbed twice. Things could have really taken off there. That's kind of been the way our season has felt. Like we're getting those things that are going against us, but they haven't always ended in wins. And I think that's the thing for us to build off of is, hey, we not only did this, we didn't get any breaks, and things went pretty well. And so I like that, and most importantly, I liked our swings. Amanda Hassler struck out twice, but they were good swings. Bad pitches, but good swings. Not getting cheated. Carly, good swings. Rosie didn't have a whole lot to show for it, but I felt like her swing looked a little bit better. Talon hit the ball in the screws and then walked 3 times. Tia hit the ball hard. Blood hits the ball up the middle extremely hard. I just felt like Claire Tim.
Yeah.
Claire Tim's about as hot of a hitter as we've got right now, and if this team can get Claire Tim hot, and if this team can have Amanda and Carly doing what they ought to do, and Talon with a little adjustment in her stance doing the things that she can do, I think why we're excited about this team. And I think we're right there, and it's looking up.
And obviously, there's a lot of speed on the bags as well. Defensively, you've had a couple of hiccups. Every team does, but you guys have played pretty clean defensively. Going to the in the circle real quickly. I'm going to bring this to basketball analogy. You won't like it, but we're going to try it anyway. When you get to the conference season, and certainly when you get to postseason, might have been playing 10 kids, maybe 11. Then you get to conference, and that's shrunk down to about 8 or 9. And sometimes when you get into the first couple of rounds of the NCAA tournament, it shrinks to 7. And that's only because of foul trouble. It's really just 6. It feels like we're starting to see that maybe a little bit with your pitching staff. Obviously, Ruby is a stud. Riley is coming on. And we're seeing Ruby start, Riley come in relief if needed. Vice versa, game 2, back to that game 3. Is that rotation, is that kind of shrinking down to that, what we're seeing right now?
Well, I think what we're going through is this time of year, we have to run people out there that we have an idea what we're going to get. I mean, we've given a lot of opportunities to some people. Kyra's probably the one that's gotten the fewest, but she did throw well in the last opportunity. We haven't needed to go to a third arm, but we will this weekend most likely. So we'll see how that goes. We got to get Katie Coots to take that next step. It's been a tough go for her, and it's not really a stuff thing. It's a strike thing and an in-game adjustment thing, and you just got to be able to make it happen. But we're at this point of year where if we don't know what we're gonna get, it's gonna be tough.
Talk about Utah. It's a new team. We had a chance to talk to their coach this week, and she said she's excited about the Big 12 and about new places and new coaches. She's obviously, I'm sure you guys have had good conversations. She's got lots of respect for you and how you want to move the game forward, not just for Oklahoma State, but for the women's softball and for these young ladies. And so she's coming in here excited. Now, she said she's hoping that everybody goes to the calf fry instead of coming to the games, because she goes, that's the one thing I truly am concerned about is the environment at Oklahoma State, which that's a cool thing to hear opposing coach say.
Yeah, I'm very hopeful that we're going to have huge crowds. We need that, and we'll try to get that message out like we always do. The weather looks to be good, and we're going to need everyone here. We need to play well in this last series. This is kind of the time of year where the committee's looking at your last 10 and who you played and how you played, and that's important stuff for us. And we're trying to do things here that people say they want to do, but not everybody really does want to do. We're trying to win the last game, and we have a team that can do that. Have we performed like that the whole year? No, but we also haven't hit that time of year where we played our best for an extended period of time, and so I feel like we're getting close. I do, and so new opponent for us to have here at home. Got a lot of respect for them. They were a World Series team 2 years ago, so they're not oblivious to what it takes, to win, and we're going to make sure we give them our very best.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I want to talk Big 12 because that is obviously what's coming up, and then of course there's still a chance for you guys to host. Won't get into all that because the only thing you care about is the Utah series, and you'll just shut it down, so I'll just save myself the breath on even asking. But a couple of things on that. One is from a perspective of this weekend, do you go into this series and go, okay, they are where they are in this league, and we really need to sweep? Is it big picture, or can you really go, no, listen, Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Casey, we've been doing this long enough. We need to win Friday.
Yep.
It's the most important game on the schedule because it's what?
It's the next one.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, you're coachable,
Yeah.
and that's good. and I need people around me that are coachable.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But that's the truth. I mean, I know it's coach speak, but it is. We didn't tell our team we need to sweep. That's not what we're going to say. We need to win every pitch of every inning Friday night. And if we do that, we'll win. Here, let me give you another thing. If Kerry can not give up any runs, if the pitching staff doesn't give up any runs, we won't lose.
That is very true.
Yeah.
That's exactly
so
right.
pressure's on her.
Yeah. Last couple things. One is this series is amazing to me. I think you guys have played 23 times, twice in Stillwater. Never on either home site other than that. 21 neutral site games over the years. Amazing to me. The other thing is, because of Calf Fry, the hotels are kind of tight. Coach said, listen, we got on the hotels quick. So we are staying in Stillwater, but we're staying in Oklahoma going on to the Big 12 tournament. We're not going back. She said, but when we try to add a room for an extra video guy, they kind of laughed at us. And I said, well, Kenny G's got that big place. He'd be glad to help you out. So expect a phone call from Coach going, hey, you got any extra rooms out there?
Whatever you need. We're just here.
No, for the opposing,
whatever
to move the game
needs.
forward.
If you get kicked out of the house for anything, whatever you need, I got you.
Bergie, slide over, brother. Hey, good stuff. Hey, best of luck this weekend. Appreciate it as always, and we'll see you back here next week.
All right.
All right, we'll see you guys back here next week. For Kenny Gajewski, I'm Casey Kendrick. Thanks for tuning in again. See you next time on the Orange Power Podcast.